What's up guys, Shouri here, and today I'm going to teach you how to use throwing knives. Throwing knives are actually one of the best weapons in the game, and I'm going to go over some of the things you should do with them. The first thing is try to get them down to within 4,000 health to be able to kill them instantly, and also if they have no armor, Corsairs can't reduce your throwing knives, which really helps. Another thing is once you start getting behind in the fight, you can use a throwing knife to help catch back up and really give you a chance. Another thing that's really important is like right here where this guy is on the other side of the wall, you can use bleed damage or icebreaker to be able to know where they're at to go ahead and start throwing the throwing knife before they're actually where you're going to hit them. This allows you to kill them where they have no chance to respond, and it can end up giving you a lot more kills, and also it makes it where they have no way to dodge it, and just as importantly, that they can't use their own throwing knife or their rocket when they see you use yours. If you're hitting it before they can actually see it, then you have a much better chance of getting out of it alive. And right here, one thing I'm going to do is when I see a second guy, I am going to shift my thing over to the left in between them and kill both of them with one throwing knife. If you get down to absolutely no health, you can always use a throwing knife to be able to kill those people. And at 4,000 damage, learning how to use these is super important and it can really help your game. Like right here, I go ahead and start throwing it, but I'm not going to make it go over him until I swing it right as it's going to release out of my hand. It's important to know that's the only time that it matters is when it is being released from your hand. Right here, I decide to go kill the guy on the right, and even though I threw it way before, I go ahead and turn back because I think it's my best bet, and I was able to get it there. I never start on them when I hit the throwing knife. That's one thing that most people don't understand is it's not important to start on them. It's important on making it where they're going to be. Right there, I actually throw it in between the little crack, knowing that that guy will go there eventually. Another thing that most people don't really think about, especially on things like iPads, when you're going up or down and you need to go quickly, it's better to go in a C shape instead of a straight up and down because your thumbs aren't on an up and down kind of joint. It is a circular ball. And so it's just much easier to get it there in time if you go either up in a C motion or down in a C motion. It doesn't really come up that much, but it is something that I figured I'd let you guys know because it does come up sometimes, and most people don't know this just because, I don't know, like, it's something that you wouldn't think about. You just think if you want to go down, just go down. But if you got to go fast, it's definitely better to go in a circular motion. Right here, we are going to do our best, even though that was a smaller seed, that's what we did there, and we were able to hit him in midair. And those are my favorite kind of throwing knives. It is just great. And also right here, we are going to go, we see this guy right here, and he's trying to strafe and be annoying with the sniper. So we're going to just make him wall strafe right into our throwing knife and keep on going. And the best part about throwing knives is once you use it, the cooldown resets so you can keep on going. And right here, we're going to do our best to just poke in and out, get some mosquito bites with our scout, and keep on going in and just be able to stay alive as much as possible. We know the guy was on the other side of the cart, so we throw it and he goes right into it. And then we immediately get another throwing knife and kill the guy with it and be able to get the game one on the cart. Right here, we do kill that guy with a throwing knife. It was a little unnecessary, I'm not going to lie. Sometimes you're better off not using one, but I didn't notice that when I hit it, so whatever. We do hit him with another throwing knife, and the best part about Icebreaker is it makes your throwing knife hit for 4,800. And again, if people are lit up and you know what they're doing, you can always hit them on their strafe and just kill them really easily. Another thing that I love about throwing knives is if you shoot somebody with something like a bear trap and they have hit their undying, that throwing knife will kill them and it just makes the undying thing a lot less of an issue. Another thing is if you know there's a bunch of people on the other side of a place, go ahead and hit that throwing knife. You can then figure out where they are and aim it when you get on the other side. And it makes it work out. So another thing that I like to do is if I run out of ammo, especially on something like a crossbow, which happens a lot, Instead of reloading and dying, I'm going to go and throw that throwing knife. At the very least, you help your teammates out, and at the most, you go ahead and get the kill. And right there, we do end up running out of everything, so we just have to do what we have to do, get those kills with that throwing knife, and help our team. Same thing right here, and we do pop his undying. We're going to run back in there, see what we can do. We did end up killing him with our shotgun, and now we're having to play these guys who are rocketing 3v4, and it is rough. But I got my throwing knife. Right here, we actually are going for the guy on the left, but I know that he's really low, so it's better to use the throwing knife on the full guy on the right, and then that allows me to get the double kill. Sometimes you gotta be wary about what you're doing, and you gotta think. And another thing they can do is if you have a guy with a bear trap, you can just back up knowing the bear trap's going to do a lot less damage and be less accurate from distance, and you can use that throwing knife to give yourself that distance. Even if you're one that is using a bear trap and a wasp, you can actually have that distance advantage because of throwing knives. Another good thing is if somebody's going to get away from you and be able to go cap that hill when they're up by 60 and the game's almost over, killing their best player is something that really helped us win that game, and we did go and win. And it was a lot of it had to do with taking out Jasser right there. Another thing is right here, I'm going to lose that fight 100 times out of 100, but with that throwing knife, that extra damage really helps. Right there, for whatever reason, my pistol wasn't hurting him, so I go ahead and use a throwing knife and get it right back. I should have been able to hit him with that one that I threw at the end, but I, for whatever reason, jerked down and just threw it into the ground. That was on me, not the throwing knife. Right here, we're going to have two people, so we're going to hit them both with the throwing knife. We get them both low, and we're able to get that kill and keep on the win. Right here, we're going straight in and trying to kill these guys, and a guy comes up behind us. Luckily, we kill him easily. Then we get the guy in front of us. I see someone's using Scorpion. I go ahead and hit a throwing knife because it kills Scorpion in one shot. And then he'd give us another throwing knife right back, and we go ahead and kill him. But here's the next level of this, and it is quite insane. Something not a lot of people know is the instant shot shotgun glitch, like we like to call it, is a mechanic that works with throwing knives. Yes, you saw that correctly, guys. The throwing knife shoots instantly, and then you see it come out of my hand after it's already thrown. But this also works with throwing knives to your gun, so it instantly shot, killing him immediately. And yes, this works with rockets and other consumables as well. Um, just so you know, it works with throwing knives, so if you're ever shooting and you try to do the aiming technique I'm telling you about, where you just throw it and then you make sure you aim it, and as long as you're aimed at him when it releases your hand, it'll kill him. That does not work if you're already shooting, because the instant shot glitch does work with throwing knives as well, which is awful. Just saying. But whatever. One thing I'd also like to say is my iPad will not charge. I cannot use it, and I cannot get all the videos off of it. So I have to use just videos I already have recorded from my iPhone, or ones that luckily I have on my computer, like this one. But I guess probably tomorrow's video will be like me doing fours against Armenia, probably. I actually wasn't even gonna make that video, but now that I don't have any content, I kind of have no choice. Poor you guys. You'll just have to see Rascal Fours versus me. Poor you guys. So, hope you guys are going to enjoy that. Again, sorry, I'm going to try to get used to phone, and I got to remake everything for the Liquidator video, and pretty much all the stuff that I'm trying to do. I got to just redo it, so everything will take a little bit more time, but I do have some cool videos from before that are on my phone that I'll be putting out, kind of like this one. So, sorry about that, and I'll do my best to get that stuff out to you guys, and I hope you all have a great day.